Fine. Good morning to you all, students. Hi, students. How are you? I hope you all are fine. Students, have you all studied till completed portions? So, I have completed till chapter 8. So, have you all studied till chapter 8, students? So, please study and thorough each chapters, okay? So, don't waste time. So, this week onwards, you have exam, I think it's so. So, please prepare for your exams well as study daily portion also, okay? So welcome to our today's online class, students. So today we are going to study about chapter 2. Okay. So what's our so we have completed till chapter 8, but in between second chapter is there. So before I'm going to start this second chapter, so one thing I am going to tell, so you should keep one separate notebook for this chapter, okay? So already you have computer notebook, I think it's the same notebook, no problem. So those who are not have computer notebooks, please keep separate notebooks for this chapter, okay? So this chapter is fully problematic, okay? So like a maths, so like a mathematical subject, so this chapter is fully problems, so you should solve the problems in your computer notebooks, okay? Understand? So you should keep separate a notebook for this chapter, okay? So what's the title of our chapter means number systems, okay? So what's the title of our chapter? Number systems, okay? So listen, so what's the use of computer? So normally, so how we will process information, normally humans, I am asking about humans. How the humans will process the information? So by humans will get the input signals by means of what? Voice means voice input. Isn't it? So likewise a human will get the input by means of seeing some things or hearing some things. So using getting inputs by using visions as well as hearing capacity, isn't it? So after that input, so once you can see something, so the eyes will recognize this is the object. So the eye can send signals to our brain for processing, isn't it? So likewise, if you hear some voice, the ear will recognize about that voice and send signals to our brain. So this brain will process all the information and send this response to eyes as well as ear. So same thing, this computer also, we are giving lot of inputs. So what's the computer will do? So the main part of the computer is the CPU. The CPU will process the data and give the output. So the computer, already I said, the computer, all the data will be stored based on bits and bytes. Are you remembering this one? So normally if you are giving some English letters means also the computer will store particular thing by using bits. So what do you mean by bits? Numbers, that means ones and zeros. What do you mean by bits? Ones and zeros. The computer always store the informations in the form of bits, that means ones and zeros, okay? So and also sometimes the computer needs to convert this number systems to another okay? So the computer needs to convert this number system to some another format, okay? So all these things you are going to study in this chapter, understand? So all the number systems and how you are going to convert this number system or each and everything you are going to study in this chapter, understand? So listen, first we can study about the introduction okay? So first we are going to see about data. What do you mean by data? So data is nothing but particular informations, okay? So this word data, important one more question, the data comes from the word datum, okay? So the word data comes from the word, which word? Datum, okay? So what's the meaning of that word? Means raw fact, that means raw materials or raw meanings or raw fact, okay? Data means it will represent or it will give some meaning, it will give some information or it will give some meaning to the user or anything. So that is called what? Data. Understand? What do you mean by data? So the data is comes from the word which one? Datum. What's the meaning? So it will give some raw information. Okay. So always the data will represent. So it will always represent some people, places or some objects. So in English grammar you might have studied, I think so, names, place, thing, isn't it? Likewise, this data will represent people, places as well as objects. Understand? So listen. What do you mean by the data comes from the word which were? Datum. What do you mean by? So datum, it will represent some raw facts. So it will represent about what are the things it will represent about? Places, people and some objects. Okay. Listen. One example they have given. So so you are going to define some variables for the program. Okay. In the program you are going to define some variables. Okay. So this variable, so listen carefully. In this example, one example they have given. So in this example, name, age, class and marks as well as subject. So these are called what? Variables. Okay. So that's the first step. Next, you are going to assign or you are going to give some values for each variables. Understand? You are going to give some values for each variables. That is called what? Data. Understand what I mean by data? So normally we are going some input parameters there, means we will represent input parameters by means of variables, isn't it? So next you are going to assign some values for the variables. Okay, you are going to assign some values for the variables. So this values will give some useful information. For example, so you have studied the example. What are the things they are given in the example? Name, age, class, marks as well as subject. Okay. Next, you are going to give some values for these variables. Okay. For example, in the place of name, they have given Rajesh. Okay. So you see in this example, seen it. In the place of age, you are giving the value as 16. In the class 11. So mark 65. Subject computer science. Isn't it? So this, the values for each variables we are calling as an what? Data or datum. Okay. What's the meaning of this means? So it will give some information. By reading this one, you can easily understand. It will display the information about a student Rajesh. So it will give some meaningful information. That is called what? Datum. Understand? So in introduction, what are things you have studied? Yeah, the word data comes from the word datum. So what do you mean by datum? It will give some raw facts of data. So always it will represent the give me information about name, place as well as some objects. Okay. So we are in the example they have given one tabular column they have given. In the tabular column, name, age, class and marks as well as subject we are calling as an variables. Next we are going to assign some values to the variables. So this variables like this are called what? Like informations. Okay. So for example, by seeing this example itself, you can able to identify what informations you are getting. So it will display the information about the student called Rajesh. So name of the student is Rajesh. So now we can easily identify. It will give the information about a student called Rajesh. So Rajesh is 16 years old and he is studying in the 11th standard. So computer science group as well as his score mark for computer science is 65. Understand? So by seeing datum itself, you can easily identify information. Understand? So this tabular column will give some information about what a student called Rajesh. Understand? So next thing, what do you mean by data? Last slide we have studied, that is important, very important question. Understand? So next thing is a data representation. Okay, how we need to represent data in a computer. Okay. So the computer always takes the data or inputs the data in the form of zeros and ones. So already you have studied computer always handle the data in the form of zeros as well as ones. Whatever data or whatever things you have given to the computer will always store the values between zeros and ones. Okay. So and also different kinds of symbols or alphabets or anything you are going to use means, So that also the computer will convert into 0 to 1. Okay, so whatever data you are entering into your system, all the data will be converted into a format zeros and ones. Okay, because a computer can always understand about bits, that means zeros and ones. So this language we are calling as a machine language. Okay, so the computer can understand what language? Machine language, that is zeros and ones. Okay, zeros and ones we are calling as a binary data, binary digits. Okay, so what do you mean by BIT? Binary digits. So whatever data you are entering, all the data will be converted into zeros and ones. Okay, maybe it is alphabet or numbers or special characters or anything. Whatever things you are entering, all the things are converted into zeros and ones. The computer will gather information using zeros and ones. Okay. So next, so why we are converting into zeros and ones? Because the computer can always understand the machine level language. Understand? The computer can always understand the machine level language. What do you mean by machine level language means? So what are the informations you are giving? That information is converted to bits, zeros and ones, isn't it? So that language, which language is used to for understanding of the computer calling as a machine level language. That means, so normally we used to understand normal English, isn't it? Likewise, the computer can't able to understand normal English. So we are giving some other languages for the understanding purpose of the computers. Okay. So whatever thing you are giving as the input, all the things are converted into zeros and ones. Okay. So that format we are calling as an bit, binary digits, BIT. Okay, that one we are calling as an what? Zeros and ones we are calling as an BIT, binary digits. Okay, so next, listen, understand about this machine level language and zeros and one. Yes, listen, next, what do you mean by bit? Important question, this and all important, 2 more question. Now we are going to study about the representative, what are the representations are there to store different data formats. Understand, listen, first 2 more question is, what do you mean by bit? What do you mean by bit? So binary digit, short form of binary digit is called what? Bit. Okay. So the binary digit normally we are calling as a short form as a bit. Okay. So always this binary digits will the bits will have zeros as well as ones. Okay. So it is the very basic thing for the computer. So all the inputs are given in the form of zeros and ones. Understand what do you mean by bit? A bit is a normal binary digit number. That means it is always represent zeros and ones. So it is the very basic thing for giving input to the computer. Whatever information you are giving to the computer, that information will automatically converted to zeros and ones. Understand about bits? Next, nibble. Okay. What do you mean by nibble? Means a collection of, already we have studied a bit. Bit means it is a short form of binary digit. So all the things are converted into zeros and ones, isn't it? So next thing is a nibble. Nibble means, so among these bits, a collection of 4 bits we are calling as an what? Nibble. What do you mean by nibble? A collection of 4 bits. Collection of 4 bits we are calling as an what? Nibble. Important one more question, bit means it will represent, so it's a short form of a binary digit. That means it will represent always zeros and ones. Whatever information you are giving to the computer, it will be automatically converted to the zeros and ones. That language we are calling as an machine language. That format we are calling as an binary digits or bits. Understand? Nibble means it's a collection of 14 bits. Next, byte means, bits means a collection of, bit is a collection of 4 bits, isn't it? Next is a byte. What do you mean by byte? So among that, a collection of 8 bits we are calling as an what? Byte. A collection of 8 bits we are calling as an what? Byte. Understand? So this collection of 8 bits we are calling as called byte. What do you mean by bits? So whatever informations you are given to the computer, that information is automatically converted to ones and zeros. That means if you are typing something, Okay, so typing a word or typing a question. So computer can't able to understand by the normal English letters. Okay, so whatever you are typing, the computer can't able to understand the normal English or plain English. For that, the computer needs to understand in some other format. So that format is called zeros and ones. That language is called machine level language. Among that, so the collection of 4 bits we are calling as a what? Nibble. Okay, important one more question. A collection of 4 bits we are calling as an nibble. Okay, similar to that, a collection of 8 bits we are calling as an what? Byte. Okay, a collection of 8 bits we are calling as an what? Byte. Okay, so among this byte, from this byte only we can able to calculate the size of the memory, how much the space will occupy for the particular variable. Likewise, the size of the memory or memory size can be able to determine by using byte. Understand? So bit, noble, byte as well as word length. This and all very important questions. Okay, very important questions. Listen. So next we are going to study about birdland. Okay. So what do you mean by memory size? Already we have studied about byte. What do you mean by byte? A collection of 8 bits we are calling as an what? Byte. Isn't it? So what's the use of byte? It will determine the memory size in the computer. That means how much of this variable will occupy this much space. Likewise, each variable it will represent how much space occupied by the particular variables or given inputs. Understand? Next, word length means how many bytes or how many number of bits you are giving to the computer, that bits is processed. That is called what? Word length. Okay, so we are giving some information. So all the informations needs to get processed. Then only the computer will get informations again, isn't it? So whatever things you are giving, that is automatically converted to bits, isn't it? So word length means it will refers to number of bits processed by a computer. For example, so you are giving something, so some word or anything. For that word, how much capacity the computer will can operate or the computer will can run. So that is called what? Word length. For example, they have given, so 8 bits. The word length is based on bits. 8 bits or 16 bits or 32 bits or 64 bits. Okay. So nowadays the computer, the most of the design computers is using which bit? 32 bits or 64 bits. This and all very important questions. So nowadays present day computers are using how much capacity of bits? Either 16 bits or 32 bits or 64 bits. Understand what you mean by word length? Word length means it will represent how many number of bytes can process by the computers. Okay. For example, they have given so 8 bits or 16 bits or 13 bits or 42 bits or 64 bits. Okay. Nowadays, mostly the computers will have how many bits? 32 bits as well as 64 bits. Okay. So all the data representations they have given inside our just like a triangle. Okay. Inside the triangle or block diagram. So they have given the arrangement of these bits. Okay. So in the memory, how much it will capture? First one is bit. That means zeros and ones. Second one is nibble. Okay. Second thing is what? Nibble. First thing is bit. Bit means zeros and what? Nibble means 4 bits. Isn't it? Likewise, byte means, next one is byte. Byte means 8 bits. Next one is kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte. Likewise, it is going on. Okay. So we need to know about bit, nibble as well as byte. Okay. This is the memory hierarchy. So always it will represent the first place belongs to bit, zeros and ones. Nibble means it will represent 4 bytes and byte will represent 8 bits. Okay. Likewise, the tabular column will go. So next thing is so what are the informations you are giving to the memory or computer? All the things are need to be a memory. So for example, I am taking class. So you are listening. So after that, what you need to do? You should study, isn't it? So all the what are things you are studying? All the things are need to store in the brain, isn't it? Likewise, so in computer also we can able to store lot of things in our hard disk of a computer or some secondary storage or internal storage. Okay, so what are the storage capacity we have studied? How many memories? Main memory as well as secondary storage memory. Okay, so this main memory as well as secondary storage normally, so it is in computer, normally a computer memory is represented in terms of bytes. That means either it is kilobyte or megabyte. Understand? So the computer memory, all the details are stored in the memory, isn't it? So how many types of memory already you have studied? Main memory as well as secondary memory, isn't it? Say either the information is stored in main memory or in secondary storage memory. Okay, so normally it is represented in, okay, normally it is represented in terms of kilobytes, okay, like a centimeter, square centimeter, likewise. So this computer memory, what are the data you are storing? All the data are stored in terms of kilobytes. Kilobytes is given by the abbreviation KB, or megabyte is given by MB. Okay, so listen. So in the decimal system, okay, next we are going to study about decimal system, binary system, octal, hexadecimal, like that. Okay, so in decimal system, normally, non-decimal system, according to decimal system, it will represent 1 kilo represents 1000. Understand? So in decimal system, 1 kilo represents how much? 1000. Understand? So in binary system, that means 1 kilo represents 1000. That means the value is 103. Understand? Likewise, in binary system, 1 kilobyte represents 1024. Understand? Binary system, 1 kilobyte. This is all important. One more question, listen carefully. So in decimal system, 1 kilo represents how many? 1000. Okay, what's the value means? 103. Similarly, in binary system, 1 kilobyte represents how many byte means? 1024. Understand? Binary system, 1 kilobyte represents how many bytes? 1024 bytes. That what's the answer you are getting means? That means 210. Okay, so below one table they have given. In this table they have mentioned what's the capacity or what's the memory size we are using. Okay, so if kilo means the abbreviation is K. Always we will say kilo means K. The size of the kilobyte is 2 power 10. That means 1024. Okay, this tabular column, just once you read it. Okay, very very important tabular column, just once read it. Okay, mostly they will ask one more question from here. Then megabyte means listen, 2 power 20. So the answer 2 into 2 into 2 like this 20 times. Then gigabyte means 2 power 30. Okay, gigabyte means how much? 2 power 30. Then terabyte means 2 power 40. Peta means 2 power 50. Exa means 2 power 60. Zeta means 2 power 70. Iota means 2 power 80. Just once you read it, okay, no need to buy God, just read it, because mostly they will ask 1 marks like this. So they will give some values and identify which one is kilobyte, megabyte or gigabyte. Understand? Okay. So whatever things you have given inside the computers, that will automatically convert to zeros as well as ones. That already we have studied. So now you are going to type a text. What do you mean by text? So normal English letters. So you are going to type 2 words. For example, computer science. Okay, you are going to type 2 words. So that words need to stored in the computer by means of what? Bytes. Understand what's the use of bytes? Bytes is normally used to store characters in the form of text. So whatever, so for example, you are giving some inputs. The inputs you might have given in the form of a text. Okay. So if you need to, normally all the things are stored in the computer in zeros and ones, isn't it? So likewise, this bytes is mainly used to represent characters in a text. Understand what's the use of bytes? Normally used to represent characters in a text. Okay, so in this chapter you are going to study a lot of okay, coding schemes, as well as what conversions, binary to decimal, decimal to octal, as well as octal to hexadecimal. Likewise, lot of problems you are going to study. Okay, so based on this, they were classified based on number set and numbers. Okay, so each will have some coding schemes. Each will have some coding schemes. Okay, so commonly we are using which coding scheme? Means ASCII. What do you mean by ASCII? Means American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Okay, what do you mean by ASCII? American Standard Code for Information Exchange. Okay, so you are giving input, that input needs to convert into bits as well as byte. So they need to follow all these coding schemes based on one coding schemes, that is called American Standard Code for Information Exchange. Okay, ASCII values. Okay, so each and everything have separate values, ASCII values. Each and everything has separate ASCII values. Understand? So listen, so this ASCII value will represent, if a binary value means it will represent 0 and 127. Okay, for each and everything we are represent, each binary value is represented by 0 and 127. Okay, so ASCII value for a blank space is 32. So this chapter is full of problems, so you should just read it. Okay, so the ASCII value for this and all very important. One more questions, please study carefully. Understand? So the ASCII value for the blank space is 32. Then the ASCII value for number 0 is 48. Okay. So this ASCII values will also have separate letters. Small letters one ASCII value and capital letters one ASCII value. Okay. So each and everything is will not be same. Each and everything is differ. Okay. So for lowercase alphabet, what do you mean by lowercase alphabet? Small letter. So small letter means the ASCII values ranges from 97 to 122. Okay. So the range, this ASCII value is differ from alphabet to alphabet. That means small letter alphabet or capital letter alphabet. Normally, so the small letter alphabet means the ASCII values will give to 97 to 122. Okay. Small letters means the ASCII value is how much? 97 to 122. In the same time, the uppercase means the value is 65 to 90. Understand? The uppercase value means the value is 65 to 90. Understand? This is a very important question. The ASCII value for lowercase alphabet is from 97 to 122, as well as ASCII value for uppercase alphabet is from 65 to 90. Understand? So which coding scheme is the most popular coding scheme for using this bits and byte? American Standard Code for Information Interchange, that is ASCII. Each and everything, so special symbols and numbers and everything will have what? ASCII values. Understand? So next thing is we are going to study different types of number systems. So in this chapter we are going to study about different types of number system. Okay. So listen, normally there are 4 different kinds of number systems are there. Okay, how many types of number systems are there totally? 4 different types of number systems. What are they means? First one is decimal number system. Second one is binary number system. Third one is octal number system. And fourth one is hexadecimal number system. Understand? So how many types of number systems are there totally? 4 types of number system. First one is decimal. Second one is binary. Third one is octal. And fourth one is hexadecimal. Okay, so this one you should draw in your notebook also. Okay, different types of number system. This one you should draw in your notebook also. Listen carefully. So decimal means normally what are the numbers we are saying? No, that is called what? Decimal number. Okay, so the decimal numbers, the base value is 10. So each and everything is will have a base value. Each and everything will have a base value. Okay, so the base value for the decimal is 10. Likewise, so the value ranges from 0 to 9. The value ranges from 0 to 9. Understand? Likewise, binary, the base value is how much? 2. Okay, binary, the base value is what? 2. What are the values will be there? Zeros and ones. Next one is octal. The octals, the base value is 8. What's octal? Octal base value is 8. Okay. So the value ranges from 8 means 0 to 7. So the value ranges from 0 to 7. Understand? Next thing, hexadecimal. Okay, hexadecimal. Hexadecimal, the value is base value 16 and the value ranges from 0 to 9 as well as A, B, C, D, E, F till 15. Okay, 0 to 9. After the 10, A means represents 10. B means 11. See, that means 9. And 9 after 10. Instead of 10, hexadecimal we used to represent A, B, C, D, E, F. Understand? Okay, remaining things we can study in the next class. So last class in the chapter 8 you are not written question answers for detailed question you have not written. Is a deal? So now take your computer notebook and write the question answers for the chapter 8. That means remaining question. 2 more questions you need to write now. That questions you can write now. Understand? Take the computer notebook. So all of you take your computer notebook. Take fast. So have you all taken? So detailed question, write it. So last class you have written till 3 more questions indeed. So till this one. 3 more question completed now. Then write the detailed question, okay? Detailed question, first detailed question answer. From here write it. 8th chapter. This is the question answer for 8th chapter. Detailed question, first question. Write the answer here. Write fast. Write answer in your computer notebook. Write fast. Write fast. So write fast. First detailed question answer. Write fast. So no need to write the question. Question is there in your book. So no need to write the question. Write fast answer. Completed. Write fast. Completed. Total number of squares equal to 8 into 8, 64. Number of black squares equal to 32. Number of white squares 32. Then let a number of blacks in a selected recoloring row or column equal to B. Completed. Write fast. Completed. First detailed question answer. Write first. Right, first number of black squares after recoloring operation equal to 8 minus b. Then initial state b equal to 32. Decide final state b equal to 1. Then what are the possible outcomes you should draw in the tabular column. Okay. Right, first. Right, first. Completed. Right, first. Right, first. Completed. Here the value of b is from 1 to 7. That means number of black squares before recoloring. So after recoloring minus b. So the value needs to write reverse order. Okay. Reverse order. That is 7, 6, 5. Okay. Then you need to take the value b minus 8 minus b. So first you need to calculate 8 minus b. Then the b minus that answer. So this answer will get. Okay. Based on this answer you need to write even. 0 means you should write 0 with even. Okay. Complete time. Write first. Same question answer only. After the tabular column, you should write this. Difference the number of black squares left out. Write first. So the difference is even, as well as we can say the difference is invariant. Write it. Completed? Okay, students, remaining questions we can write under next class. Next class I will continue the chapter 2 also after that. So at the last moment I will give time for you to write the second question as well as, okay. So what are the portions I have taught as well as, so I will give exam portions also. Chapter 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, study well and write your exams. Okay, study well, don't waste time. So today's homework is, so you should study the second chapter I have started, but I have, you need to study for your exams, isn't it? So today's homework is, so study the chapter 8 fully. Okay, so chapter 8, only one more question you should write. So remain, what are the questions I have marked, and write all the questions you should study thorough. Okay, thanks students. Remaining you can continue in the next class. Thank you.